2-year deal ended before that, so he wouldn't have to be protected. And that was important to the Wild and to Chuck Fletcher to do that extension to make sure. But yeah, I mean, Paul Fenton will have to figure out on which guys he'd have to protect or not protect, and maybe make moves. I do think that a lot of GMs are going to look at the way that George McPhee fleeced a lot of teams and say, hey, it's not worth losing 2 or 3 players to protect one. I think the Wild at this stage would say that's true. It's painful for an organization as little top prospects as they have to watch Alex Tuch play so well for Vegas.
We asked for Twitter questions, but we got so many live questions we haven't gotten any. Let's do a couple quickly before we wrap up here. Thanks again to everybody who came out and everybody who listens. From Justin Bakke, do you see the Wild trying to make moves to become a younger team? I love her, guys, but I saw a stat last night. The Wild is one of the oldest rosters in the NHL. Does Klus or Anas get called up at any point? How soon until Cunnin is ready to go with the NHL club? Answer any of those.
Well, I mean, yeah, they are. They're the oldest team in the league. I need to get Justin a subscription to The Athletic, by the way, I think. And then theathletic.com/I know Russo.
I know Russo's the promo code,
yeah,
right?
And you'd know that they are the youngest, the oldest, not one of the oldest, because I've been writing about it for months. But yeah, I mean, look, Anas isn't getting called up. I mean, we saw again that he wasn't given a huge rope in training camp. Klus, had a good camp, but he is what he is. They're bringing Reed up. Look, they don't have top prospects down there. I mean, that's like Klus and Hennis and Reed and these guys are not going to turn the Wild into a faster, younger, greater team. I mean, it's just a fact. As much as I would give anything to watch Sam Hennis on this team. I think that he's a great young minor league player, but for some reason the organization just doesn't seem to give him a ton of opportunity here. So,
from our friend MJ, who comes to some of the live shows, when will the events production team gear their product to a wider range of demographics? What would you like to eliminate from the game production or change from the game production?
Kiss cam, hate it.
Okay, that answers that.
Yeah.
Patrick with an interesting question. Does Michael have a favorite Halloween memory or favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm friends with Oren Kulis, who is the producer of the Saw series, so I'll have to say Saw. But Halloween memories, no. But it is funny that I. By
the way, we need to talk to Jarrett, and we need to have a special where every time you name drop, people get like a free drink or something.
Oren used to be the owner of the Tampa Bay
Lightning. Then we need
designated
drivers. That's the only problem.
So he was he also, I think, was Spin City producer. Yeah. So anyway, no, I was thinking like one of the things like now I'm building this house, and I was thinking like how weird, for somebody that's lived in a high rise pretty much my entire life, to have Halloween like kids knock on the door is going to kind of suck.
Russo hiding in the dark, giving away CBAs.
We're going to just have
some little kid dressed as Gretzky comes to the door and knocks. I'm going to get something from Michael Russo. Here's a 1942 CBA.
I'm going to have all the lights off, or I'm going to have like a big jack-o'-lantern out there with like athletics like subscription codes. Here, happy Halloween. Trick or treat. Trick. So I was walking down the aisle of my plane yesterday coming back from Nashville, and there was and it's so funny because Nick Henry, Russo's Filter, on his podcast the other day, Brandon, you'll remember this, asked me if it's my pet peeve if like a child was in first class and I was an upgrade. And I'm like, no, blah, blah, blah. What are the chances seat 4, D, I'm going by, there was a kid that had to be like 25 pounds sitting in first class, and I was pissed. Like,
Russo
this kid won't even
children,
appreciate first class, and he's getting upgraded. He's like sucking on a lollipop, and I'm going back to freaking steerage. I thought that was bad. Yeah, that pissed me off.
Russo hates children.
And then, but in all honesty, favorite, I do have one Halloween memory. I've never been, like, holidays are not my thing. Never really got into Christmas, anything. Never Halloween, same thing. But I do have one memory from about, 10, 11 years ago. I went to a pumpkin carving at my friend's house garage, and, not to get emotional, but the boy, so my friend had passed away. So the son of my friend made a carved a pumpkin, a Boo Guard pumpkin, and it was Boo. I have it on my Facebook, and And I was so moved by this, I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Boogie. And Boogie couldn't believe it. He loved it. And Boogie wanted to surprise him and come to his house. And unfortunately, this is an unbelievable story. So Boogie was going to surprise the kid and come to his house. And then all of a sudden, the night before, I can't remember. This is an unbelievable, now that even just comes into my mind, too. This is an unbelievable story. So Boogie, the night before he does this, he gets into a fight. And he has to, the next morning, get a root canal. And it was that root canal that, if you read John Branch's book, that kind of started his path toward painkillers and things like that. That actually just popped in my head. But that day, Boogie texts me as I'm going out there. He goes, "Hey, I can't come. I got to go to the dentist to go do this." So anyway, but that's kind of one of my cool memories. And the other part of it that will not shock anybody is that I refused to carve a pumpkin, because I didn't know that when you carve a pumpkin that you're supposed to actually like pull out the guts, and I didn't want to get dirty. So
you're wearing slacks.
Yeah, I know.
You can't do it when you're wearing slacks.
Yeah, I'm not a big pumpkin carver.
You know what? I have some Halloween stuff we can talk about next week, but I think we've bothered people for long enough for one night. If there are any final questions, rush up here and ask it. Otherwise, I'm going to thank our. Oh yes, sir.
Oh my God, I got a bone to pick with you.
You talk about this guy named Paul Fenton, like he has anything to do with the Wild. Who do Suter and Parisi want to trade?
Ooh, go ahead, Michael. Answer that question.
Probably everybody at this point. So this is my friend Brian. I learned something about Brian, that you're going to Laughlin tomorrow.
That is correct.
Yeah. You know who goes to Laughlin?
Old people.
Yeah. That was kind of what I was going to say. Or people that are no longer allowed in the casinos in Vegas or something because you're like a card counter or something. Who goes to Laughlin? How do you even fly to Laughlin? Do you fly into Laughlin?
Yes.
Okay.
You fly into Laughlin.
You fly to Vegas and you get on a horse.
Fly right into Laughlin.
Really?
Yeah.
What, Sun Country?
Yep.
Okay, I was going to say, I know Delta's not going there.
Well, thank you for agitating, Michael. We appreciate it.
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, answer the question.
No, I really should not. So
there's a guy up on 5th in Hennepin burning stuff in a barrel. You might want to take your stuff up there.
Brian, we need to save you. We'll reserve you that seat. You just come every week. Only agitate him earlier in the show, like Vicky does. Agitate him early, and we reap benefits for the entire hour. All right, I'm going to come to Michael for a final thought.
That was my final thought.
I'm going to come to you for a final thought.
He literally ripped my giveaways and then dropped the mic. Don't you think that's a perfect way to...
I'm going to give you a rebuttal. First of all,
do you believe that I had to travel around Europe with him? I had to travel around Italy this summer with him. He was on our Italy trip and just making jokes. He's the one that I told you it was a real fun... Oh, we had a fantasy trade. He's the one that we were on this train to Cinque Terre, and the entire train we were talking about how he was going to kill his wife. Or no, how his wife was going to kill you.
That's a better story. Yeah, let's go with that one.
It was really funny. So until he actually almost fell off into the Mediterranean Sea, and then we all would have thought that she did it. So I wish that we were on camera right now, but everybody here will get a kick of this.
Nobody else. So
we're taking this train to Cinque Terre, and the entire time we're coming up with all these Karen killing Brian. And all of a sudden, it's just he and I walking ahead of the group, and he's kind of looking up for his wife, and he honestly fell backwards into the railing that would have sent him 300 feet into the Mediterranean. And I'm just the first thing I thought of was looking for cameras to make sure that I wouldn't have been accused of this. I mean, he was fell into but we almost lost Brian. And everybody would have thought Karen did it. I mean, there's no doubt. I would have had to been your witness that no, he just did a little somersault into the Mediterranean Sea. It was a funny instant.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my final thought.
No,
how many final thoughts do I have to have? That we've had 50.
Let me thank Delano's Pizza, again, downtown Minneapolis by Ramp C, very close to Target Center, Target Field. Thanks for sponsoring and hosting the shows. Thanks to our other sponsors, Bite Squad. Remember, this is just a deal for Friday and Saturday. It's for when you're watching hockey and other sports on Friday and Saturday. Use the promo code WILD2018 for $10 off your next order. Thanks to Twill in the Dining Galleria, WizKids.tech, a downtown Minneapolis tech firm, Fixology Repair, Third Floor Mall of America, and in the Skyway downtown. Tony Hoagland, your State Farm agent Champlin. Remember, what's the promo code for The Athletic?
Theathletic.com/I know Russo.
All right,
$2.99 a month.
And are you going to come up with a final thought?
No, that's good. Well, my final thought is I'm
You're
on
so
this
hard to work with.
Minneapolis parking app, and I can't even figure out how to extend my
Not
time.
that you would ever just get distracted during the middle of the show. By
Does
the
anybody know how to
moon
do this?
Or your phone or anything else. Thank you to everybody who came out. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And please give Michael a hand because his ego needs it.
Pretty little city built on a hillside. Music in the bars and fire in the sky. We went to the beach and it was covered in ice. And I used to call it home. So much coming out, there's nothing going in. I know that you feel like you're never gonna win. Oh, but the world won't forgive a winner.
Perception in town that you're this negative, throw fire against buildings type writer. Just
Throw fire against
I don't
buildings
know.
typewriter.